Hello students, I hope you all are fine and you are understanding whatever is taught to you. So we will continue with the same chapter, that is the fundamental unit of life. So students, kindly open page number 60 and refer this portion. So in the last class we were discussing about different types of solution. We discussed about hypotonic solution. So I would just like to revise it once. Students, just see this diagram. Okay, just see this one. This I have taken from some another book. I hope you can see it. Okay, just wait. So just see this one. Now see, this is a hypotonic solution. In a hypotonic solution, what happens when we place a cell? Okay, this is a plant cell which is placed in hypotonic solution. So when a plant cell is placed in hypotonic solution, here you can see that outside the water is more, the solution is dilute. Okay, here the substance or the solute is less. Suppose if this solution is a salt solution, so here the salt will be less but water will be more, and this is a plant cell which is placed in this solution. Now this solution has more of water and less of salt, so in comparative to the plant cell. So what will happen? The water will move inside. Water from the cell will also come outside, but more water will move from environment or surrounding into the cell. Or net, there will be a movement of water from outside to the cell, and cell will swell up. You can see this. Okay. Second is isotonic solution. You see here, this is isotonic solution. In isotonic solution, the inside of the cell and outside of the cell, the solution is of same concentration. Okay, so here there is no net movement of water either from the surrounding to the cell or from the cell to the outside. Okay, it remains same. Then we come to hypertonic solution. In hypertonic solution, what happens? The surroundings, this is a plant cell which is kept in a solution, and here the solution is concentrated. Let us take the case of salt solution. Now in this, salt is mixed in water. Let us say, now we say that it's a concentrated solution. Okay, here the salt will be more as in water as compared to the cell. Okay, so here it's a concentrated solution, the water is less. So what will happen? The water from the cell will also move out, and water from the outside will also move inside the cell, but net there will be a movement of water from the cell to the surroundings, because this solution is concentrated. It has less amount of water, or the water concentration is less compared to that of cell. I hope it is clear. So when the water from the cell will move out, what will happen? The cell will shrink. Okay, you can see this shrinkage here. Understood? So that all we have discussed in the previous class. Now please students, this you have, this is your homework, you have to read it. Okay, and I may ask questions from you. Now please refer this activity, that is activity 5.4. Now I will just read out the activity and explain you. Put dried raisins and apricots in plain water and leave them for some time. Then place them into a concentrated solution of sugar or salt. You will observe the following. Each gains water and swells when placed in water. However, when placed in a concentrated solution, it loses water and consequently shrinks. It is very, very easy, students. Now here again I will just show you the diagram from some another book. This is Asian book, so from here I will show you the diagram. Now you can see these are the raisins. Okay, now this is plain water, only water. Now when you will place these raisins in water, this you can do at home also, or you must have done also. Okay, so when you place these resins in water, what will happen? Outside there is only water. This solution is dilute. It is like your hypotonic solution. So water from outside will move inside the apricots. Osmosis will take place. What is osmosis? Osmosis, that is the movement of water from a higher concentration to the lower concentration. Okay, so what will happen here? The water will move inside. Understood? And what will happen? It will swell. You can see here, it will swell, the swollen resins. Now when the same resins is put in a concentrated solution of salt or sugar, concentrated solution of salt or sugar, let us take the case of concentrated solution of salt. So concentrated solution of salt means in water. What is a solution? When we mix salt in water, the salt is uniformly distributed in whole of the water. So concentrated solution of salt means that here the amount of salt is more. Okay, so when you will place this resins in a concentrated solution of salt, means here the salt solution, in salt solution, the water is less compared to that of the resins, or the solution, so concentrated salt solution, the salt is more or water is less compared to what? Compared to resins, it is a concentrated solution. So now what will happen? The water is more inside the resins as compared to the solution. So water from the resins will move out and you will see that the resins will shrink. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now students, absorption of water by plant root is also an example of osmosis. Underline this. Now in how the roots, they absorb water from the soil. Roots absorb water from the soil. Now roots have what? Roots have cells. Okay, now outside in the soil the water is more. Roots have cells, so definitely the cells have cell membrane also. So outside in the soil the water is more. So outside the water is more means the concentration of water is more outside in the soil compared to that of the cells of the root. So water from outside, that is which is at higher concentration, will move inside the cells of the root and roots will absorb water. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay. Now students, the plasma membrane is flexible. I hope you all know the meaning of flexible. It can be bent, it can be moved. Okay, it is not rigid, it is not hard. Okay, and made up of organic molecules. Plasma membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. Lipid is a fat, but its structure you can see only under electron microscope. Now it is highly flexible. Just because of its flexibility, the unicellular organisms like amoeba, okay, they can take the food. Okay, because the plasma membrane is highly flexible, it forms pseudopodia and this pseudopodia helps in trapping the food. Okay, in detail you will study in class 10. So students, now we come to cell wall. What is a cell wall? Cell wall is found only in plant cell or certain bacteria. Okay, now you can see this diagram. This is cell wall. This is the diagram of a cell and you can see this, it has cell wall. This cell wall is a rigid structure which is present outside the cell membrane. This is cell wall, this is plasma membrane, this is nucleus, and the space between the nucleus and the plasma membrane is called as cytoplasm. So this is cytoplasm. Now this cell wall is made up of a complex carbohydrate which is called as cellulose, and because of which it provides strength to the plant cells. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, you can underline cellulose is the complex substance and provides structural strength to the plants. Okay, now I will tell you what is plasmolysis and what is deplasmolysis. Okay, just see this diagram. This is taken from Aschen's book. Okay, now see, this is a plant cell. Okay, this is plant cell, it has cell wall. Now you can see here, I hope you can see clearly now. Okay, now it is clear. Now you see this cell, plant cell, it is placed in a hypotonic solution. It is placed in a solution which contains more of salt, or which contains more of a solute than a solvent. Let us take the case of salt solution only. Let us take the case of concentrated salt solution. Concentrated salt solution is that in which the amount of water in the solution is less as compared to that of the plant cell. Okay, or you can say the amount of salt is more and water is less, or a concentrated salt solution. So that is a hypertonic solution. So when this cell, plant cell, is placed in a hypertonic solution or a concentrated salt solution, what will happen? I told you this before, the water from the surrounding will enter in the cell, but the water from the cell will also enter outside, and there will be a net movement of water will be from the cell to the outer side. So in that case, what will happen? The cell will lose water. Actually, it is the cytoplasm which loses water. So what will happen when it will lose water? You please see here, please see clearly. This cytoplasm, okay, this, it starts shrinking or it starts detaching from the corners of the cell. Can you see? So this cytoplasm, okay, this will detach, or it shrinks, it starts shrinking, okay, from the cell wall and gets separated from the cell wall. Can you see this? So this is called as plasmolysis. What is this called? This is called as plasmolysis. You can see here the phenomena. Here, when the living plant cell loses water through osmosis, there is a shrinkage or contraction of the contents of the cell away from the cell wall, and this phenomena is known as plasmolysis. Very, very important. Okay, now this activity, just leave this activity. Now I will tell you what will happen. Now this is plasmolysis, shrinkage of the contents of the cell away from the cell wall. Now when this cell wall or this plasmolysed cell wall is placed in a hypotonic solution, a solution where there is more water as compared to the plasmolysed cell, or where there is a dilute solution, so what will happen? The cell, the plasmolysed cell will gain water, or it will absorb water, or the water from the surroundings will move inside the cell, and again the contents of the cell will start pressing against the cell wall, and this cell is called as deplasmolysed cell. What it is called as? Deplasmolysis. This phenomena is called as deplasmolysis, and the cell is called as deplasmolysed cell. Okay, students, now please see here. Cell walls permit the cells of plants, fungi and bacteria to withstand very dilute external media without bursting. Now students, this cell wall, the plant cells have cell wall. So cell wall provides rigidity to the plant cell. So when the plant cell is placed in a hypotonic solution, what happens? In hypotonic solution, water enters inside the cell. Okay, so the contents of the cell or the cytoplasm, it presses against the cell wall. Okay, so what happens? In turn, cell wall also exert pressure to the contents of the cell, thereby preventing the cell from bursting. Here the cell does not burst because of the presence of cell wall. I hope it is clear to everyone. So please revise till here. Okay, and next thing, that nucleus we will do in next class, and if you have any doubt, please clarify your doubts during doubt clarification session. Thank you.